Hello and welcome to episode 5 of the Group Iron Man series. There we go, 68 fishing. I was waiting on that. I guess I could have done that a little bit better. We now have access to the fishing guild. Nice. That's going to be helpful for clue steps, things of that nature. As you can see, we are fishing Karambwans. Towards the end of last episode, we did finish Taibo One-Eye Trio. So this has kind of taken a little bit of a front seat to our AFK grind, like while we're editing or just kind of just winding down for the day kind of thing. So we are no longer actively fishing monkfish. We still have a couple in the bank to cook from our previous AFK session, but I'm excited about switching over to Karambwan because this is going to be a definite food upgrade for us on the account. Last episode we did make some pretty good strides towards the Barrows log. We ended up getting our first duplicate, the Arms Hood. I wish it was a more sought after item, that way, you know, we could be helping out the group a little bit more. But we did get some tank legs. We kind of got another tank chest piece. I think this might be a little bit better than the Guthan plate body. I'm not 100% on that. I'll have to look at the stats. But either way, we've made enough progress that I think I'm to the point where I'm ready to kind of pivot a little bit. Instead of doing, you know, 50 or more KC per video, I think we're going to start dialing back on Barrows just a little bit. We still might do 15, 25 KC, at least, you know, until we get the last couple of items that we're chasing after. We're still chasing 2 pieces of the Guthan set. I would still really like to have a Carol's crossbow, a Varric's plate skirt, things of that nature. But I'm definitely comfortable enough to the point where we can kind of transition a little bit. I want to get my melee stats up this episode, so I think the best way to do that is going to be focusing on Slayer again. So we're definitely going to be kind of diving into Slayer a lot more this episode. We hit our 200 streak last episode. This episode we're definitely going to hit the 250. We might push further. I think if my math plays out the way that I'm hoping it will, that when we hit the 250 streak, we should have enough Slayer points to finish up the much needed sought after Slayer points that I've kind of set as a goal for the account. That being the rune pouch, as well as the crafting Slayer ring unlocks. And then anything after that is going to be mostly quality of life stuff, like auto hammer gargoyles, things of that nature. Maybe some specific unlocks. I'm kind of thinking we might unlock Jad task just because we are going to be going for a fire cape relatively soon, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. I do want to get a fire cape since we are going to be focusing on melees moving forward. But I was really hoping to have the Carol's crossbow for that. So if I have to do it on broad bolts, I'd rather do it on task to get the benefits from the Slayer helmet. So that's kind of on my radar right now. I think Thiz is, I think he hit 85 Slayer today, so he's working on getting everybody in the group a whip. So if we're starting to focus more on melees this episode, we can really utilize that dragon scimitar to get our strength up as far as we can before we end up getting that whip from Thiz. Because with the whip, we can't just focus on strength XP. We have to do controlled, which is all 3. But either way, I think for this episode, we're just going to plow through Slayer, and then if we end up with a Jad task, we might do a fire cape attempt. If we end up with Carol's crossbow from some of our Barrows KC, that would be even better. So there's a couple of different, I guess, check boxes to tick off before any huge milestone progression. But I can guarantee that we are going to at least get our rune pouch this episode and make some overall melee XP progression. Yeah, I was just exploring doing my farm run and then found this thing. Not too sure about it, but I saw these guys mining and I kind of jumped in with them. We did just get 60 mining off of it, so I didn't even know that I was that close to a level, but that's nice. We can now access the mining guild, as well as something about level 6 stars, kind of like this, and Dayalt Essence, I believe, was the other unlock. So that's pretty cool. Okay. That wasn't too bad. It's been a while since I've fought this boss. Hey, 66 farming, and we got an Atlas seed out of it. I'm gonna have to look up what that does, but we also got 15 snake grass seeds. That's really good. Let's go ahead and plant the new one in. And yeah, we're just gonna do that every time it's up. Okay, we just blazed through 9 boosted tutorial tasks. Let's go get our task from Konar. See if we get lucky with a good one. 135 Greater Demons on the Isle of Souls. Greater Demons is good. I enjoyed that meleeing that task in Brimhaven, but Isle of Souls, I'm not sure where that's at. Portals in Edgeville and Ferox Enclave that can take you there. Oh, is that like where Soul Wars is, maybe? Okay, we'll do a little bit of research on the wiki, head out there and do this. Hopefully we get some Brimstone keys. Our first kill here, we get a Brimstone key. Let's go. Oh, 77 strength. Yay. Well, we just finished the Greater Demons task for our 210 streak. We did get just the 1 key off of the first kill when we got there. But let's see if we get any lucky. 29 rubies, that's honestly not that bad. That's 29 dig site pendants for birdhouse runs. Well, we just missed the level because I honestly wasn't really expecting it. We're just boosting through Turiel. We got a dwarf task. We hit 60 Slayer. I believe that unlocks Aberrant Specters and Basilisk Knights, maybe? I'm pretty sure. Either way, pretty good milestone for the account, and we're gonna keep pushing through. Okay, we just blazed through another 9 tasks over at Turiel. Let's see what Konar gives us for task number 220. Black Demons in the Chasm of Fire. Is that the hole in the ground over at the Shazen? Yeah. Okay. I mean, I know I'm supposed to be working on melee stats, but I still just don't want to waste the prayer pots right now to melee Black Demon tasks, so we might try to range this. I can't remember if there's a safe spot in that dungeon, but we're gonna find out. Hey, we got a Brimstone key. Oh, 76 ranged coming in. And another Brimstone key right after hitting 76 range. Nice. Hey, another Brimstone key. We're up to 3 on this task. Okay, we just finished up the Black Demons task for the 220 streak. We ended up with 3 Brimstone keys in total. Let's see if we get lucky from the chest here. Key number 1, we got 32 rubies. I think we got 29 rubies in the chest previous to this from our task 10 tasks ago or something like that. Either way, there's more dig site pendants. I love to have them because that helps me out a ton with seaweed and birdhouse runs. See if we get lucky on key number 2. 372 iron ore. I mean, it keeps me from having to mine it, but it's nothing huge. And 2 rune full helmets. So we got a little bit of got 42k cash, technically, a little bit of magic experience, I guess, for like 2 high out casts. But as far as from the herb sack, since that's the first real big task with it, we were able to get a fair amount of herbs out of there that otherwise would have been left behind, just because of the inventory space and things of that nature. Overall, pretty happy with the keys, pretty happy with the task overall. It's just man, ranging the Black Demons still has taken quite some time. I need to work on getting a better range offhand, because I've kind of just defaulted to using the anti-dragon shield, just because it's what I have available. So I'm kind of thinking we might start ramping up our easy clues, since those I can kind of do really quickly. Or maybe we might do mediums. I'm gonna have to look at like what the possibilities of pages are. But I'd really like to go for a book of law, unless we were to get like a Carol's crossbow pretty quickly. Which, speaking of, we're probably gonna keep cramming the Slayer tasks, especially boosting them, because I do want to get that 250 streak done. We've got 30 to go, so you know, 3 more boosted tasks essentially. But I am kind of itching to get back to barrels to see if I can get lucky on that Carol's crossbow. So I decided to clean the bank out of the clues out of the bank that we had saved up throughout the Slayer boosting, and then that Black Demons task. We ended up with a beginner casket, an easy casket, and we did finish an elite clue and got an elite casket. So let's see what we get. Beginner, yeah, about what you expect. Easy. Ooh, we got a Zamorak page. That's I think that is our first Zammy page on our 9th easy clue. And then the elite. Oh, it's a mimic. I'm gonna do some quick research to see if this is even feasible, like with the gear and stuff that I have available, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I've thought it out, done a little bit of research, and I think for the stats that I currently have on the account and the gear that I have access to, this could end up being like a pretty rough fight, and I'll be honest, like, I'm just not really in the mood to do it right now. But I think I'm just going to skip the mimic for now, and we can always come back to it later when our gear and our stats are a little bit better. But hey, we got a fair amount of purple sweets. That'll be nice for fight caves. 3 runite bars doesn't really help us too much right now. The Piscatorius teleport, that'll be nice if we ever need to go back and get more monkfish. Onyx bolt tips doesn't really help us, and we already have a dragon dagger. So, I mean, overall, like, not a great clue as far as like unlocks go, except, you know, the purple sweets are really nice. I'm honestly kind of happier with the easy clue this time around, where we got the Zammy page. Okay, we've had our kingdom going for about a week now. It might be a little bit over, to be honest. But we're going to pull the resources and the money back out and see what all we get. Fair amount of herbs. I did take, like, I think we were like a day in, and I grabbed some real quick for some mahogany logs and then switched it over to teaks just so I didn't have to go chop any to get birdhouses set up. But overall, pretty happy with it. I mean, 29 Aventos are going to be great. That's a bunch of super energy potions. The Irate Leaf, that's going to be a bunch of super attacks. The Raynars could be a little bit better. We only got 7 of those, but can't complain too much. I mean, it's all kind of like passive. And this was the leftover money that we had from the blue Dragonhide Van Braces. But we're going to pull the cash out, and I think whenever we get some more surplus, we will throw it back into Kingdom. Maybe even for like extended periods of time, longer than a week. But for right now, I think we might end up saving the cash stack up a little bit so we can dump more of it into crafting, since once we hit the 250 streak, we are unlocking the ability to make our own Slayer rings, which we're going to need 75 crafting for, and we're only 67. So we got all of our resources. I'm going to go get the bank kind of resituated since it kind of dumped a bunch of grimy herbs in there, and we'll get back to the Slayer grind. Well, I just missed the level, but on task 227, I believe? Yeah, 227. We hit 61 Slayer. I don't think that unlocks anything. Yeah, we don't get another unlock till 62. So not a super duper important level, but hey, we're progressing. Okay, we're back at Konar with task number 230. Let's see if we get any good task. 12 black dragons in the evil chicken's lair. Yeah, that wasn't terrible last time. I already know where it's at. We'll just throw on some range gear and go knock that out real quick. But that'll be another 90 points towards our 272 total that we have currently. Quick math, 362, sorry, yeah, 362 is where we'll end up. And that should be enough to unlock our Slayer Ring crafty thingy. Well, we just finished up task 230 of 12 Black Dragons. We're gonna go back to some point boosting, and then we will be back at Konar for task 240. Okay, we're back at Konar to pick up task number 240. Let's see what we get. Dagannoth on Waterbirth Island. Probably not gonna be super duper fun. But yeah, I guess we'll try it. We'll try it, and if it's rough, then we'll go somewhere else maybe. I don't know yet. We will we'll see how it is. Hey, our first brimstone key on this task. I have to say, it's a little brutal. These guys hit pretty hard. Hey, another brimstone key right as we're finishing up the task. It actually got a lot more tolerable once I realized that there's these eggs on the sides. And whenever you walk near them, it spawns like a much lower level Dagannoth. That's like way easier than the level 90s. Okay, we just finished up that Dagannoth task for the 240th task in the row. We ended up with the 2 brimstone keys. Let's see if we get lucky out of the chest. Key number 1. 50 dragon arrow tips. That'll be useful later. Doesn't really help us a ton right now. And key number 2. More uncut rubies. All right, so. I mean, I really wish that those rubies were emeralds right there. That would have been huge for us, because we've gotten rubies out of the chest twice now. And I'm not doing that many birdhouse runs. I mean, I guess it's good long term, but I really could have used more emeralds there, because like I'm doing really good on sapphires. It's just emeralds are, for dueling rings specifically, is kind of tough right now. But we're gonna go keep boosting and go after that 250 streak. No, we just got a long bone. Oh, I'm wasting RNG boosting. Okay, Konar, we're back for task 250. Give us something good. 158 fire giants in the stronghold slayer. Yeah, okay, that's Neve. Easy peasy. That's a good one. Thank you, Neve. Or thank you, Konar. Hey, our first brimstone key. We're only like, I don't know, 15 kills into the task. Did we get the pet? No pet. Oh, we did get some chrono seed though. I think that's like, I think I might be able to actually plant that one. Hey, 62 Slayer. I wasn't even paying attention. I've missed a lot of levels this video. Hey, another brimstone key. Oh boy, another long bone. And we have finished our 250th task in a row for a total of 630 points. Fire Giants was actually pretty chill. I was able to AFK them pretty effectively. We ended up getting 2 brimstone keys. Let's see if we get any luck. Steel bars, that's pretty good for us. We can turn those into cannonballs maybe. Get into, oh, we got steel bars again. Yeah, so, I mean, we could technically turn that into cannonballs. I mean, we'd need to buy a cannon. That would be good for faster Slayer XP, but I'm wondering if there would be a better use of this resource. I'm gonna have to think about that a little bit more. Oh, yeah, we have enough points to get our unlocks that we've kind of been eyeing for a while now. We'll go ahead and get our rune pouch, and then I need to check the price of the Slayer rings and Slayer points, because I don't know if I really want to pull the trigger on that just yet. So let's go ahead and get, that's the wrong one. Let's go ahead and get our rune pouch. And that leaves us 332. And well, it's not, I mean, we can afford it, and then we can still also afford a singular skip afterwards. But I think what I might do instead is, we did talk about getting the Tsar task. Since we are at this point no longer boosting, we do have the rune pouch. I think this is probably a better route, because it lets me attempt my fire cape earlier, since I'll be able to use the Slayer helmet imbued effect. Yeah, I think we're just gonna do this, and since we are switching over to Neve as our regular Slayer master from this point, and then we'll still come to Konar for our 10th task. Yeah, since we're switching to Neve, we'll end up with more Slayer points coming in probably at a steadier pace rather than in just spurts. And we'll be able to buy the Slayer thing anyway and bank up crafting experience while we're doing everything else. So I think this is probably the most efficient way, at least for my playstyle, to approach it. And that's probably what we're gonna do. Okay guys, I think we're gonna call it there for this episode. It's been a crazy week, so I've not really been able to play as much the last couple of days as I normally do. But with that said, we still got a lot done. We did get our rune pouch. We now have the herb sack going. We've unlocked Jad as a possible Slayer task, which is going to be really useful for when we switch over to Neve. Neve is going to be pretty much our regular Slayer master moving forward, instead of using Turiel to boost points, since we now have our rune pouch. So there's a good chance that we are going to end up with a Jad task sooner rather than later. And I think to do that, I would really like to have the Book of Law completed for a better ranged offhand. However, there is another benefit of kind of chasing medium clues, and that's if we're catching eclectic imps to hit the medium clue rate. We're also gonna kind of save up wild pie, or is it wild pies? Yeah, I think it's wild pies, which it not only boosts Slayer, which we used earlier for, I believe it was the Mauritania Hard Diary, but it also boosts ranging. And since I don't have access to ranging pots, I think that might be a pretty decent supplement for what we have access to. So it also, I mean, that, and it also doubles as a food source. But I think we're probably going to play around with the basket of strawberries method for that. So either way, I mean, we've got the fire cape to look forward to. We've got some Neve Slayer to look forward to. So these levels are going to, you know, go by a lot quicker for Slayer. And we're also going to be getting our melees up to what we're more comfortable with for bossing. I think that's just going to be just a natural path forward for the account and overall progression towards the goal. I mean, the goal for the account is not only do we want to eventually max, but we also would really like to maybe not do like completionist log, but I want to chase the good loot. Like, I want to go after a T-bow. I want full bandos. Maybe full Torva eventually. Like, that's relatively new content I'm not familiar with. Scythe, like, there's gonna be so much cool stuff on the horizon that I think that this is going to overall help the account from XP to supplies to just a little bit, you know, shaking off the rust and getting used to some bossing mechanics from Slayer bosses and things of that nature. We're still going to be heading to Barrows, probably a small amount. It might not even make it to video unless like we hit the unique table, something of that nature, get a duplicate. But yeah, I mean, if you've watched up to this point, thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support. You can like and subscribe if you would like to continue following along with the series, and it also helps me out, so that's really cool. Yeah, so we'll see you next episode for episode 6. Okay, bye.